Okay, first thing we need to draw will be our center lines. First thing we need to draw will be our center line. So pick a ruler and draw your center line. Since you're constructing, every line should be a thin line. Every line should be a thin line. Okay, that's my center line. Then at a convenient point, looking at the question, you're seeing two circles. You're looking at something that looks like two alike circles. From the question, you can see something that looks like two alike circles here. You can see this. So we want to create this center line and this center line. So let's quickly do that. Use a protractor to draw a line that is 90 degrees. Use a protractor to draw a line that is 90 degrees. Then produce a line. Okay, you see I've done that. Then looking at it from the drawing, you see that we've been given a measurement. And the measurement is 178 millimeters away from this. 178 millimeters from this, you draw a hand of this line. So let's measure 178 millimeters. Okay, here I have it. So at that point, I will still construct another perpendicular to it as a center line. Then I produce the line. As a center line, don't forget that. You know, center lines are one long dash, one short dash, one long dash, one short dash. You can see that. The next step we need to take again, following the drawing given to us, is drawing the circles. Okay, so from the question, the first, we're having a bigger circle and a smaller circle. For the big circle up there, we have its diameter as 90, and the small circle we have its diameter as 45. So since we are being given the diameter, we have to use the radius to draw the circles. Now 90 divided by 2 is 45. So I'll be drawing a circle with 45, with radius 45, and also we're drawing a circle with radius 22.5. So I quickly measure that on my ruler with my compass. 45. Then knowing the center, I draw a circle. Please remember, construction lines are thin lines. Now 22.5 is the next. So I'm to draw the circle. And that is the circle for 22.5. You can see them clearly there. I'm using construction lines, so if you don't look closely, you may not see my lines because it has to be thin for me to show you the construction lines very well. Now, from the diagram given to you, you're to draw another circle on this center line, and its radius will be 45 as well, because of the diameter is 90 from the question given to you. So we're using 45 as its radius to draw that circle. So I just want to pick up the distance from here. then you draw the circle. So here I have my circle. So I have the circles which are going to be determining the center of my drawing. The next step I need to take again is, let's look at this. From the drawing, look at it closely. Look at this closely. Look at this point closely. I'm to move 22. I need to move 22 millimeters away from the center, from the original center here. Then when I move 22 millimeters away, I'll be drawing an arc, a bigger arc. Look at it, a bigger arc with this radius 90. I think the radius 90. I'll be drawing a bigger arc. So let me quickly do that. So we have to move 22.5. Let's move 22.5. Okay, 22, not 22.5. 20, 21, 22. So here it's my 22. So at that point, I will draw a bigger circle with the radius 90. I'll draw a bigger circle with the radius 90. You can see that. Then I'll be extending the curve a little. So that's just it. I've gotten the curve we have been asked to draw there. Now the next thing to do is I'll be drawing a tangent, a line that looks like a tangent. Now, what's a line? Looking at it from your question, you will see that a line was being drawn from here, from the center up there, forming a tangent with this curve here. So I'll be producing that line for you. Then after producing that line, I have to also draw another line that is running from this point and producing a tangent with this circle we have here. I think that. So I have to draw those two lines. So let's quickly do that. So here it is. The first one from the center, and it must form a tangent with this circle with the bigger arc down here. So here I have mine. Then now this should also form a tangent, like an internal tangent. And here I have it. So looking at it, you see that the hook, the crank hook which I was constructing is actually coming out gradually. So just follow me gradually and make sure and ensure you follow. When I finish my drawing, I'll make sure I outline it so you see it properly. Now let's go back to the question. Here's the question again. Look at this. At this point, I have a radius 45 and I have another radius 45. Now this radius will be determining these curves. To be determining these two curves you're seeing here. So since I have radius 45 here, that means, and this radius 45, looking at the arrow, is pointing at this point specifically. Look at it's pointing at this point. That means I would open my compass, pick the radius 45. When I pick the radius 45, I keep it here and cut this line. Anywhere I cut this line is the center. So I now place that with that same measurement, I now place it here and draw the arc. The arc is going to draw from here immediately. Then after that, I apply the same thing here. I keep it here with that same radius 45. Keep it here and cut this straight line. So anywhere I cut it, I will then place the compass there and draw this arc. So just watch closely. Let me pick my radius 45. Okay, so let's do that. This is my radius 45. You can see that. So place it at this point, cut it, then place it there and draw your arc. Are you seeing it? Draw your arc. Now place it at this point, cut the line, then place it there and draw your arc. I've drawn the arc. So the next thing I'll be doing is from the question again. Let's go to the question for the last time. Look at the question again. Look at the question again. You're seeing radius 6. Now this radius 6 is covering the arc. So I'll open my compass, pick the radius 6 millimeters, then find a possible point where that 6 can cover my drawing. Find a possible point where it can cover this drawing. So let's quickly do that. Let me pick the measurement 6 millimeters. I know it's a small measurement. You have to be very careful here. Now find a possible point where you can draw a circle that will cover without cutting any of the arc. I think I found it. So there it is. It has covered the ankle. So at this point, I will have to be outlining my ankle. At this point, I have to outline the ankle. So let me okay, there's one thing remaining. Just one thing remaining before I finish this ankle. Now let's go to the question. That's the last thing. I think I almost forgot that. Look at this radius 32. Radius 32. So up your compass radius 32. Up your compass radius 32. I pick my measurement. Now I'll be picking any convenient point on this. I'll be picking this as my convenient point. With this radius 32, I place my compass here and cut the circle at a particular point. I seen it. Now I want to draw an arc. That arc must cut the circle. You can see the arc, but the arc cut the circle. Now that place where the arc cut the circle, I place my compass at that point and intersect the arc. You can see that. So now you have a point of intersection up here. So place my compass at that point of intersection and I draw a curve. If you look well, you see that the curve is creating a tangent to the circle. So I complete that curve, I outline that curve. Now once I'm done outlining that curve, I'm done constructing a crank hook. So looking at it very well, this is your crank hook. You can see that I outlined the only part that is necessary on the crank hook. So you need to write his name there, the crank hook. A crank hook. That's a crank hook. So you can see my paper, I started with it looking neat and it's still neat even up to this point. So when you're constructing, I remember always ensure paper remains neat even up to the end of your construction. Now let's compare it to the question. You can look at it again closely. Look at it closely. Now let's watch the question. Let's look at what I've produced. This is what I've produced. You can see it clearly. Please, if you like this video and it's helpful, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you click the notification bell so that when I drop new videos about my constructions, it will also be alerted about those videos. Remember, I always make my videos simple and I explain almost every bit of it so that my clients and students can follow. I remain Mr. Apex James. Thank you.